Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from a sort of interestinglife.com. We're in my mum's dining room, so yes, you've guessed it, that means we're doing something about these bikes. And today we're going to look at one of the less standard jobs. It's not particularly a more difficult job necessarily, but it's one of the less common things that you have to do on a bike, and that is remove the cranks. We're going to remove the ones on this rather brightly, very multicoloured fixie here, and I suppose there's a little bit of talking to do before we have a look at it properly, so let's dive straight in. The two tools that you'll definitely need are a crank puller and an adjustable spanner. There are two types of fittings on these cranks normally, either a bolt just like that, or, as luck would have it, we've got another one on the other bike here, which requires an Allen key to remove. They're very similar in concept and basically do exactly the same job, it's just a slightly different way to actually get to the heart of the job itself. So, if we look up here, you'll see that I had to use the knife on the Leatherman to prise off the cap that was all rotted away, that just covers up that little bolt that's in there. And to remove that, we obviously need a simple socket removal tool there. You can see you obviously just pop that over the bolt, and because it's in that recess, that obviously enables you to undo it. Whereas on this type, you simply have to put an Allen key into there. These may come with caps covering it over to make it look all nice, or various different setups, but basically you just unscrew it. And in this case, we're using that tool there to just, as well as you would expect, unscrew the bolt in the middle there. And then once it's to a certain level, could obviously just easily unscrew it with my fingers. And then you can really start to get into the real meat and the real sort of difficult part of this job. It's not difficult because it's tricky or complex. It's just that these cranks tend to be on extremely tightly, and this is your crank pull tool itself, which basically, as you can see, there's a thread on the inside of the crank part there from where we've just removed the bolt, and then that part of the tool slides up and down that main bar, and that itself threads into the crank itself. If that makes sense, or if not, don't worry, we're about to do it right now and hopefully give you a better explanation. So as you can see, I'm just lining that up and screwing that into the actual crank arm itself. So that'll fit in very solidly. And this is really where you want to get your adjustable spanner, or wrench as some people prefer to call it, and really tighten that up just to make sure that when there's a lot of pressure involved, everything's nicely in place and you're not going to accidentally strip out the threads or anything unfortunate like that. At this point, it then becomes a very simple but potentially extremely hard work job of just continually tightening and turning the handle on the crank removal tool. And as you'll see here, well, there's no pressure, and well, that central part of the tool hasn't pushed against the inside of the whole crank mechanism. It's easy to start to tighten it up. But once you get to the point of biting and you're really trying to actually move that around and force the crank arm off the actual central part and the mechanism that's actually a part of the bike itself, can be extremely hard work and very physical. So as you'll see, there's a mystical cut in the video to cut out all of my struggling. And at this point, I'd got past the point of no return, and you can see it just pops straight off. And you've got that square central part there, which is where the inner part of the crank removal tool, just there, has pushed against to finally push the entire arm off the central bike system itself. And I really just wanted to show you this after part to give you a proper idea of exactly how the tool works, so that when you come to do it yourself, you know exactly what's what. You can see my bike there entirely taken apart later on in that day. And there's my general collection. All of these are from Mango Bikes, and I'm certainly a big fan. In fact, the silver one will be getting its review officially next week, so check that out. Check out all my other videos for loads of biking and proper GoPro chest mounted commentaries and goodness knows what else. Plenty of biking and outdoor stuff, life on an airboat, and who knows what other surprises may turn up. Until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Check out my other videos for loads of biking and have a fantastic day. Farewell.